Hello, I'm Christina from The Turned Leg. I love to salvage, repurpose, and create. And today I am taking you to one of my favorite places to go shopping. Did you know that if you go to your local antique mall near you, you can support local small business owners? At Plaza Antiques and Collectibles Mall in Lincoln Park, Michigan, there are over 70 small business owners all in one roof. Come on in, let's take a look. As I mentioned, Plaza Antiques is home to over 70 dealers and it's Downriver's largest antique mall. Before I was a dealer myself, I was a shopper here. I love the great selection. I'm going to take you on a tour of just some of my favorite booths, otherwise this video would be way too long. If you would like to see more booths at Plaza Antiques and Collectibles Mall, please make sure to comment down below and I'll make more videos in the future. If you like this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to help support my channel. One of the things I love about Plaza Antiques is there really is something for everyone. The selection is amazing. The first booth that we're going to visit is the Ultimate Man Cave. What a selection of amazing vintage signs, vintage crates, something for everybody. And check out those tops for the gas station pumps. I'm always in awe of the cool things in this booth. As you head south at Plaza Antique Mall, you'll make your way into a large room where my booth is also located. To check out my holiday booth tour, click on the link here. We're going to pop into another booth and you never know what you're going to find, but it's always lots of good stuff. I love to check out the display cases in this booth, especially because there's lots of sterling silver and lots of amber, one of my favorites. Just a few booths down from me are the booths owned by Gracious Seasons. She is an IOD stockist. DIY paint and IOD are the perfect pairing. She always has great selection and lots of items for every one of your projects. She also has a Christmas booth which has lots of vintage and handmade items. Down a few booths is another awesome booth. I think the junker in me loves this the most. The owner of this booth takes found objects and repurposes them into amazing items, from lights to benches to so much more. I love his repurposed little mini robots. Plaza Antiques also has a great selection of furniture items from vintage to newer. And where else would you find a vintage pigeon box? My daughter's favorite booth at the mall is the Native American booth, where there are so many great things, from dream catchers to books on Native Americans to turquoise jewelry. little ways down is another great booth. Always so many good antiques. I mean, look at the barbershop pole. Where do you see them like that? I love strolling through this booth to see treasures that I don't see anywhere else. Look at that early 1900s porcelain icebox. How cool! As you head back into the main portion of the mall, you are treated with a beautiful display of Pyrex. This area of the mall was where I had my very first booth. This booth was one of the first booths that I ever shopped at Plaza Antiques. I love her vintage selection. So many great dishes and housewares and vintage clothing. As we continue our walk around, here are some more cool booths that we see. The next booth we're going to visit is the Rabbit and Rooster Vintage. These were my first neighbors in the antique world and some of the nicest people I know. They have a wonderful booth with so many great treasures. On the way out of their booth, I found this lady's porcelain sign, which is going home with me. As you walk a little further down, we come to this booth. I just love the style of this booth and all of the vintage goodies. This is another one of my daughter's favorite booths. I really like how they display their items in the shelving. Each little shelf tells a story and they group a lot of like items together. Another very popular booth at Plaza Antiques is the Pyrex booth. Oh my goodness. I love how they organize everything by color and their collection is amazing. This next booth is owned by a husband and wife who helped me a lot with the initial setup of my first booth. They were actually married at Plaza Antiques because it is where they met. Near the front of the antique mall are some amazing vintage clocks with neon and signs. Plaza Antiques also has a vintage audio and stereo booth. Those round things you saw, those are speakers. How cool is that? Another great booth at Plaza Antiques I affectionately call the Jewelry Lady. This booth has amazing jewelry. I also love her displays that are organized entirely by color. Very pleasing to the eye and so many goodies inside. Walking back to the mall are even more great booths. I wish we had time to spotlight them all. Do you see anything you like? Another great booth at the mall is known for its vintage vinyl. If you are looking for it, you can find it here. The booth is really well organized, has a great selection, and is just a really cool place to shop. While visiting Plaza Antiques, don't forget to visit the back room, which has a lot of great treasures. That was just a small sampling of all that Plaza Antiques and Collectibles Mall has to offer. It is located right outside of Detroit, Michigan, and has over 70 small businesses all in one location. If you are nearby, hopefully you can come out and support small businesses that really need your support at this time. If you have an antique mall near you, that's also a great way to support a whole bunch of small businesses. Thank you so much for watching and for all of your support of my small business. I would not be here without you and all of your likes and your comments and everything that you do. I cannot thank you enough.